Alright, we're going to look at 622, but I've done 621. It's actually a little more complex than your 622, but should give us some other ideas about how we can do that. First, it says in a recent study, 90% of the homes in the United States were found to have large screen TVs. In a sample of 9 homes, what is the probability that all 9 have large screen TV? So that one, let's go through and do this first. We could download at least this data. I don't know why we need to, because it's really just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We've got an N I've put down here. My sample size is 9 and my probability is 90%. So I can come up here and I can do the binomial distribution. Okay, so I got statistical and just come down a little bit, hit binomial distribution. Okay, and again, my number of S's or the number of successes in trials, in this case it's going to be 0, and I want to click on this instead of using 0. My number of trials is my N, and the probability is what's given to me. In this case it's 90%, and I don't want this to be cumulative. I want this to be exactly 0, and so I'm going to go ahead and just hit the 0 for false. Okay, and that gives me 1e to the minus 9th, which means my answer would be 0.000, 9 zeros and then a 1 something. Okay, and then I should, oops, I goofed that up, right? So let's go back and redo that, because the way I should have done this was, okay, come here and do the binomial distribution. My number of successes is 0. Okay, and I don't want to hit the dollar signs there, but by number of trials I do, because I want that reference to stay the same. So let's put dollar signs, and also in my probability I need dollar signs. And the cumulative, I want it to be no or false, and so I'll just hit a 0 there. That should stay fine. Now I should be able to drag this down, and you'll see my numbers won't change. Okay, then so it asks me what's the probability that exactly 9, right, is basically what that's saying. All 9 have large screen TVs, and that one, once I've done this, is basically just given to me. And you see I've kind of got them out of order, but I got my A is over here at this point 38742. Okay, then it says that less than 5 have large screen TVs. Okay, and we can do this a couple different ways. I think I told you before, I didn't really show you, but I've got this, and again, this is just like this. I can kind of show you I got 9 and 90, right? Like really small numbers, gets a little bit bigger, and then the 0.387 down here, which is the ones you'll see will kind of match up with what we have here, right? Okay, they all match up, but these are just showing the numbers. Okay. So like I said, so it's less than 5, so that's 4 or less, and that means that I can just, one way I can do this is to just sum these numbers, okay, down to 4 or less, so 0 through 4, and that gives me that 0.00089. I could also do that binomial distribution one, where, and my number is 4. Okay, my trials is still my deal. My probability is my 90%. And my cumulative, though, I do want to do a cumulative in that case. Okay, and I would come up with the same answer. Okay, then I go to C, and it says more than 5. So that's going to be 6, 7, 8, and 9, and all of those included, right? And so I can do that a couple of different ways, actually. Okay, the first way then is to say, and what I've done here, I've said I'm going to sum all of these down to 5. Okay, and then I'm going to say that my answer here is 1 minus that. Okay, I should also be able to sum, and I just kind of want to see if I did that any place here. Yeah, I should be able to sum 6, 7, 8, and 9, these numbers, and that's what I did here. Okay, and I should come up with the same answer, 6, 7, 8, 9, boom. Okay, yep. And I could do the binomial distribution for 5 or less. Okay, but then ultimately, other than this one, I have to take 1 minus, so this is equal to 1 minus what my 5 or less was. Okay, and then D says at least 7 homes have large screen TVs. So again, they're just asking that in a little different way. At least 7, so that's 7 or greater. Okay, and once again, there's several ways that we can do that. Okay, so I think in this fashion, what I added up was through 6, right? I'd only come through 6 then because I got 7 or greater, so it's equal to the sum. Oops, I didn't need to hit the equal, but I think I can. Let's try this again. Sum, and I go through 6. Okay. Yep. Hopefully I did that correctly. I can do the binomial distribution as well. Okay, and then I can do this and just say it's 1 minus this one. Okay, or I can sum 7, 8, and 9, and it gives me the same answer. Okay, so I did it in a couple different ways, several different ways actually, to show you that when we're using this chart, and very identical to the chart we have in the back of the book, different ways that we can approach the answers, but you got to think them through, and you got to know as they're asking them what they're actually asking for.